Good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to the show. My name's Jade, and this is How to App on iOS. And today, it is time for the Rant, episode 8. We're going to be talking about YouTube Content ID. And what does it mean to you, me, and everything that we see? We're going to be doing it for about an hour. Good times. Are you ready for some home truths, some reality? Let's slap it in the face right now. Hello, welcome to the show. I'm Jade. This is How to App on iOS, and it is time for the Rant. It is Monday morning here in Australia to kick off the week with me just kicking back and talking a load of absolute just for you. Yeah, I hope everybody's doing well. It's still the weekend over in the US, so still Sunday. I hope you're enjoying your end of the weekend. Let's say hello to everybody who's here. Hello, Gregory O'Sullivan and Fat Panda Cat and Thomas Christ, Cold Acre, Ivan Idea. Have I got you all? I think I've got you all. Mixed Club says balls. Wouldn't expect anything less, Mixed Club. Russ 8889, who's back in the UK. He's home. Brad's home, back in Canada. I'm home. Everyone's home. We're all done, you know. Hello back, fuckstick. Okay. Awesome stuff. So let's get into the show, I guess. What have we got coming? I need to let you know what is coming up after this show. So we're doing a double show today, and the double show is going to involve this because I need to get this out the way. Yep, Pro Tools have released an app for iOS. Pro Tools. Yep, and it's a thing. And we're going to be talking about it after this show. There's a little 15-minute gap. I'll dump you over there if you want to come and join me and find out what Pro Tools are doing on iOS and is it worth your time. We'll talk about that on the show after this. Hello, Jenny Jolivet, who is also, I guess, home or back or from traveling. From meeting up with the crew. So if you don't know, guys, let's talk about this briefly. So not only did Brad and there's Brad. Hello, Brad. Brad and Ivan Idea and Russ all meet up in Boston, but then they met up with Laurie's Mishmash, if you saw the show. But also they met up with the Wolfstones. There you go. They met up with the Wolfstone Studios. And what a party it was. Yeah? How cool. How cool that all these people got to meet up and hang and from all these communities get to meet up. I think that's really wicked. I got to meet up with somebody too on the weekend. Hello, Tremor Bear. Welcome to you as well. So I got to meet up with somebody on the weekend as well, which was nice and fun. Hello, Mr. Smith. What's going on? Welcome to the Rant. Let me show you this, and then we'll get into talking about YouTube Content ID. I got to meet up with this weirdo, Pete Johns. Me and Pete Johns caught up. We had it. There we are, drinking some scotch. I was drinking scotch by that stage. Pete had hit the rum. They were our last drinks for the night. So me and Pete caught up on the weekend, and then he vanished into the wherever Pete materialized from. He just appeared and then he disappeared, and it was all good times. Is there anyone else I may have missed? All right, so before we start talking about you, Brad, take your shoes off. Have I got everyone? Have I said hi to you all? I hope I have. Today's featured artist is Forrester the Wolf, which we'll be closing the show with, so hang out for that. Jenny says, back in Maine, not far. It turns out, so Dave's old stomping ground. So, yeah, they all got to, I'll show you a few more photos before we go on. Let's do that. We've got to pass some time. So they met up, and look at this. They jammed. There's Ron on the bass, jamming with Russ in the background. I've got all these. Look, I've collected all these photos. Look at all these photos I got from their hangout. Really cool stuff. Yeah. We got Brad going shopping for pants.
We try. The journey continues. Will we find plaid pants?
God, what a chore. Brad goes all the way to Boston, right, to go hang out with these amazing people, and then he forces them to go pants shopping. Oh, man, I love it. I love it. Awesome. All right, so what are we talking about today? What are we going to rant about today? It is YouTube copyright, content, community strikes, ID, all this kind of stuff. I would like to first get this off my chest. A few months ago, you will recall on this channel, I copped 2 very unfair community guideline strikes. The first one, I was removed from the platform for a week, and I tried to fight against it, and they rejected it. Automated response, which was absolutely vile. And then I got another one. And unfortunately, the second one only really happened because they didn't explain to me what the first one was for. Now, if there had have been some clarity, we could have avoided the whole entire second one totally. But unfortunately, it's not part of YouTube's service, which is a bizarre thing when you look at it and you join the partner program. You're essentially working for Google. I'm employed by them, and I try my best to follow guidelines and bleep myself when I swear and, do all these kind of things to sit within the rules, of course, because that's life. But unfortunately, I posted a song, and the song was ironically about people who are hateful, and that song was interpreted as me being hateful, but I wasn't. I was pointing out the hate. And because there's no nuance, it seems, with YouTube, they don't understand this kind of stuff. I copped these 2 community guideline strikes. Thankfully, Brad started this GoFundMe and all this stuff. You can go and see the thank you video I put up, and people rallied around and helped me out, which I'm still absolutely so utterly thankful for. But why am I telling you this right now? Because those community guideline strikes last for 3 months. So I had 2 of them for 3 months each. And as of September 8th this month, I'm clean of community guideline strikes. I have a clean slate. Yeah? So I didn't mention this earlier. I wanted to mention this earlier, but I wanted to give this a few weeks to breathe, so I could just take it in and know that I'm not living in fear anymore of releasing music and saying anything that could be classed as controversial, just in case. The reason, because here's the deal, I still don't actually know the reason why I copped all that. It just said hate speech. And that could have been somebody reporting the song. It could have been the algorithm picking it up. And the stupid thing was, I removed the video clip thinking it was the video clip. And then it turns out it was the actual song because they got me for the song. Now, this all ties into content ID and such too, because this is a minefield. Content ID is a very sticky situation. People bitch about it. People complain about it. Of course, there needs to be some kind of law around it. It needs to work somehow because, we all put out music and we don't want to get ripped off. Yeah, and if people are downloading it, we do want to get paid for our art. It's a thing. It definitely is a thing. Thomas says, so ridiculous they don't give specifics. Why are my comments not coming up now? I'll try that again. No? They're dead? All right, cool. No, there they are. A minute later. It is so ridiculous. Man, these comments, there must be a problem with the comment thing that I use there. Everything's really laggy. That's good to know. Let's see if I fixed it. There we go. There are loads of weird people on YouTube. You know. There you go. Do they have multiple complaints? Will one complaint work? Who knows? This is the thing. Nothing is very clear with YouTube. They are not very clear with this stuff. There's lots of channels out there who get takedowns all the time. The system is very broken because, all right, so you may have seen let's move to this. There's a scene on YouTube of content creators who create content about other content creators, about the rise and fall of this YouTube content creator. And they go through their history and all the bad things they've said to get them cancelled. So there's a lot of channels like that who make content about other YouTube content creators. And because of the system, there's people out there who then go and if somebody makes, I made a video and then say, F-Piece Fat Panda Cat went and made a video about me, slagging me off, then I would be able to just go over to his channel, find that video, and do file a claim for him using my content and try and get his channel taken down. So people use this stuff really vindictively to remove stuff they don't want put up about them. Should there be content of people making YouTube videos about other content creators, slagging them? And I don't know. Hey, if that's the shit you make, I don't know. You have to sleep. You have to wake up and live with that every day. Sounds pretty weird to me. Let me see what's here. It'd be so bad if they uphold a single complaint. That would be... I don't know. I don't know how it works. I mean, I've reported channels, a few channels for times that had hate speech in it, like clear hate speech, where somebody's like on a show saying they want to go out and all these people should be eradicated just for existing. That's hate speech to me, right? And I don't know. I've never really had a good result come back for that kind of stuff. Anyway. So I don't really know enough about it. I just know from my experience was that I got this claim, I refuted it, and I put in examples of other channels that were using this footage, where I got it from. And I tried to use the card of like creative expression, which they put in their terms of service, in their community guidelines. They do put in there, you can refute things by creative expression, by being an artist. And I put that in there and it was totally just ignored. And the thing was that it was refused within minutes. Not even 5 minutes, like 2 minutes. Come back, nope. So, and I was only given like 8,000 characters to refute it. 8,000 characters. It's not even and they want you to give them links and provide information, proof with 8,000 letters, man. Sorry, what am I saying? 8,000. It's 800. Sorry, I'm giving myself way more letters than what. It's 800. If you go and have a look, it's actually 800 letters to refute something. It's not a lot of characters. It's like what, 3 tweets? 3 tweets to state your case. And yeah, and when the only response back you get is, no, it's just hate speech, go and read the rules. But it's like, but what bit is hate speech? What can you not see about, like, that I'm singing about this particular group of people doing hate speech? Like, yeah, it was very frustrating. Very, very frustrating. Interesting topic. Reminds me of people getting offended because somebody got offended. There's always someone out there who exists. See, well, this is the thing, DOA, and hello to you as well. And anyone who I've missed audible video. Oh, God, you already put him in a timeout, Russ. Jesus. Give him a break. Unbelievable. Anyway, it looks like I'm going to have to give Audible a moderator. Don't worry, Audie, I'll look after you, mate. So there's 800 characters. Brad would use that up in a breath. Yeah, one breath, wouldn't he? 800 characters gone. So anyway, that's community guideline stuff. It's a weird minefield of and the thing is too, like it is all automated. It is, and that's the shit stuff. Like this, we'll end this part of the rant on this. As I said in the beginning, I'm employed by Google. I want to have somebody that I can talk to. Yeah, like it's important to have a relationship with your content creator that you're paying, because if I don't understand what's going on, then how do I fix it? And it's around my livelihood. So you're telling me that, like, to follow these rules, I do my best to do them. You pay me for the work I do, and I work really hard, and then you take away my living, but don't give me a reason why. Like, there has to be some give there. And even just recently, like, this is just on the end of this topic, like, all my moderators disappeared on my channel, and all of my tags and everything all just disappeared in my settings. And I contacted the help that you find in the Creator Studio, and I shit you not, one of the comments in the conversation we had was, where do you he asked me, where do you locate your moderators? And I was like, I had to explain, in the Creator Studio, in the settings, in Community tab. Why am I telling you where it is? Really? And the dude was so dumbfounded by what I was asking him, he ended up just giving me a link to the problem and then closed the conversation. And the link didn't even go to that kind of question. It just went to a general help page. Oh, man, I was fuming. I was so angry. Anyway, just ridiculous stuff. Yeah. All right, let's talk about Content ID and being a musician. Should you add Content ID, YouTube Content ID, to your music? Should you do it? Do you do it? I want to know. Let me know in the chat. If you've released music through a digital streaming service like DistroKid or whoever you choose, do you select to have your music YouTube Content ID'd? And tell me why you do it. And I'll tell you why I don't. Firstly, the first reason I don't is if I add Content ID to my music that is released on streaming services and I decide to make a video clip for that song and then upload it to YouTube, I'm going to get a copyright claim on my own channel for my own song. And then I have to go in and whitelist my own song on my own channel. And I can't be bothered doing that. I really don't want to be copyright claimed on my own song. So there's that. There's already a flaw to it that makes you jump through these extra hoops to go and then whitelist your own song. There's got to be a method we can do where this doesn't happen. Am I the only one who thinks that's absurd? So that's the first reason I don't do it. And the second reason is I want other people to be able to go play my video on their show if they want, because we have this ever-growing list of shows out there that play your music. Yeah? So I don't want them to get a claim on my music. I want them to feel confident to do their show and build their channel doing what they do and playing people's shows like a MTV style show. And I want them to freely play my music without them getting a copyright claim. You know, because as I say on this show, always, we all rise together. And, you know, hey, do I want to do a show playing people's music like that? No. But there are people out there and who do those kind of shows, and it helps everybody by getting music out. So why add to the absurdity of then sticking a claim on their channel? The third reason is, what am I going to make from it monetarily? Like, none of us are making, like, you know, let's be honest, if you're releasing music through a distribution service, are you getting $50 a year maybe back from it? I know there's people out there getting 23 cents, 2 cents. They get nothing. And that's through a streaming service. What are you going to get through YouTube? A fat load of absolutely all. Absolutely, you know? So what's the point? What's the point of whacking it on there? So I don't know. I don't know why people do it. There still are people doing it. Now, the thing is, with doing it, if you say, I've seen the argument of people saying, but what if my song blows up and I become huge? And it's like, well, that could happen. You know, that could happen. You really don't know. The strangest things happen, yeah? And if you did blow up, here's the thing. You can always go back and then turn on Content ID. And then what will happen is your distributor will go and search out every channel who's ever played your song, ever, and deal out claims, Content ID claims, not blocks, not takedowns, Content ID claims, yeah? So these aren't blocks. These don't destroy channels. They don't ruin channels. They just make it impossible for you, for that person, to earn money from that video, right? It means that the money from that video, say I release a video, a tutorial, or like this show here, and at the end of the show I play somebody's song and it's Content ID'd, then once that gets all locked in and sorted in with YouTube and they do all the checks, then if they find Content ID, then they will send all the money made from this video to that artist. That's the way it works. But the thing is, thank you, Paul Mint, for the super chat. So, but the thing is, again, if you don't have Content ID on and then you decide later on your song blows up and then you add it, you will start getting all this revenue coming from people playing your music. For example, recently, one of my friends who used to hang out in the channel here, and he's kind of taken a break away from YouTube. I'm not going to go into who it is, but I used to play a lot of his songs on the channel. And because he didn't use Content ID, I didn't get any claims. But recently, he's moved all of his material. He was with DistroKid, I think, but he's moved everything now to a publishing company. So over the last 3 weeks, I have received, because I played a lot of his music on my shows over the last 3 years, I have received 32 claims in the last 3 weeks. 32 claims. Luckily, I'm able to reach out to him and say, hey, can I give you all these links? Can you go and whitelist all of these links for me so I don't get claimed? Because some of them were on shows that were tutorials. And that means like that tutorial now is you know, all that money, those 3 cents that I make are going to him. But he's able to go and put those on a whitelist for me. And thankfully, he's going to do that, because here's my issue doing this show. I'll just catch up. Hello, Hugh. What's going on? And Hugh and Andy. And anyone else? I've missed Semtex. Say hello to you. Princess LDG. Say hi to Cold Acre. I think I did. Adam Burst, what's going on? All right. So as I was saying, yeah. So the problem with my show is I do tutorials. And what happens is my tutorials stay up on the channel and people go back and watch them who are looking to find out a tutorial about an app. So they're constantly getting views, even shows from like 3 years ago, because it's a tutorial. But if I try and choose music to feature on the program here every day that doesn't have content ID, because then what's the point of me doing a show every day trying to run the channel if everything I do, all the money just goes elsewhere? So I've got to like be very vigilant and source which artists I play each day who don't have content ID. Yeah, it's a struggle. So if you're out there and watching this and going, "You've never played my song," well, reach out to me and I will feature you on the show. But let me know if you've got content ID, because I can't do it because I get claimed. Yeah. And I don't want to do that. It affects me. So, are you going to add content ID? I strongly suggest not to if you want people to play it. But again, like you can always go back and add it later on. And, you know, this isn't a paid show or anything like that. And you guys know I have a arrangement with DistroKid. But for example, I just want to show you DistroKid for a second here, because when you do upload music, the thing about DistroKid that's a little bit different. So here I am at the page of DistroKid. This is my DistroKid account. And if you upload music, you get to the end, you put in your title, your artwork, your song, all this jazz. And when you get to the end down here, this one here. So YouTube, you can select here, YouTube Content ID and YouTube Creator Music. You can actually add it as an add-on. So that's one of the things I really like about DistroKid, is that you get to choose if you have it, and they charge you for it. Where there are other companies out there, let's see, I think TuneCore's the same, and there's the other one, CD Baby, they include it. This is why there's a price difference with something like DistroKid and something like CD Baby, because they incorporate the cost of YouTube Content ID into it, and you don't get an option. You're just in it. And that's why you'll see a lot of people going, "Bloody CD Baby got me again." A lot of people don't even realize when they release music that they're hooked into Content ID. A lot of people don't even know. Come on, how many people read terms and conditions when you sign up to shit? No one does. A lot of people have no idea that they're getting this thing. So it is, again, one of the reasons why I like doing. But look at this. Even here, look at the. Let's just read what it says here. So it's $4.95 a year. This is just through DistroKid, and 20% of the YouTube ad revenue from matches that we detect. So you're paying $5 plus 20% of the revenue that they detect. You get notified and paid if your music is ever played in any YouTube videos, including on your own channel. We'll add this single to YouTube's Content ID database and continually scan for matches. When your music is detected in any YouTube video, you'll be notified, and ad revenue will automatically go to you instead of the person who upload the video. And I see Thomas make a good point there. Let's talk about Fuga, because that's how I noticed that my friend had started claiming me by a company called Fuga. And I'm like, who the fuck is Fuga? Who are these people? Who are Fuga? Fuga. Let's see. Let's see who Fuga are. Fuga. Fuga.com. Fuga. We'll let this load. Fuga are a publishing company. We empower independent music companies with forward-thinking distribution technology and global marketing. That sounds like a big load of old wank. Doesn't it? Sounds like a big load of old wank. Scroll down. Oh, there's going to be a lot of buzzwords here. Real-time deliveries with complete control. Fuga is the world's leading B2B distributor. We deliver music at the highest possible standards to a widest selection of online stores in the world, empowered by an interface that allows the most complex set of Fuga clients have full control of their catalog. Yay! Fuga. So, what are Fuga? Well, they're a publishing company. And there's a lot of companies who use Fuga as their distributor thing. So there is a whole bunch of companies that, like, you may find a company near you in your own town or your own city, wherever you live, and they do kind of like personalized, what's the word? Oh, God, I just said publishing, but they will use Fuga to do all of the uploading and taking control of your music. So you'll be paying a percentage, and then they'll be paying somebody like Fuga, yeah? And then Fuga collects all the information, and they will distribute that out. So they have offices all around the world, these guys. But yeah, I'm starting to see Fuga a lot. I think even Amuse, I think, use Fuga as well. So you will start seeing them more. I've had a few fake claims, a few claims from Fuga that weren't real or that were totally wrong. And there's that. So, you know, in my opinion, if you're an independent artist, I wouldn't be adding Content ID. And I would be taking a look at who you're distributing through and checking your account and seeing if you are getting it. Can you turn it off? I know, I think it's either TuneCore or CD Baby, one of those, all right? You can't even actually access your own whitelist. You have to email them the links to things you want them to whitelist, and they'll get back to you and tell you if they can do it. So every company is kind of different with this stuff. As I said, I'm not sure which one it is. I should have done more research, but one of them, you actually have to contact them, email them. They'll tell you if they can do it, and then they'll let you know when it's done. Other services have a little section, like in DistroKid, you have a little section that you can just whitelist links. So you can go in and whitelist a channel, or you can whitelist a link to a YouTube video that played your song. So you can whitelist stuff and turn it off and do all that. But it's a pain in the ass. There's got to be a better way, yeah? There definitely has to be a better way. Let me talk about this as well, because this is important. So sometimes on some of my shows, I've wanted to show like an example of something. Say, last week I did a Songtember song, and I was trying to explain on the show about a film that I wanted to write my song about and use inspiration from this film called Bad Boy Bubby. It's an Australian horror film, very independent film. And on my stream, I went over to YouTube and I found a couple of clips from the movie, very short clips, and I played them on the channel, thinking I'm going to get claimed for this. I'm definitely going to get claimed for this. So it looks like that's gone because I played this footage. I played 3 very short clips, and then straight away after the show was over, I got a claim from the actual production company that made the movie. And do you know what? I thought, why don't I test my luck? Because if you've ever had a claim before, I'm sure if you've ever had a claim on your channel, you've come across this. It comes up and says, would you like to dispute this claim? And then you say, yes, I'd like to do it. And you tick a few boxes and you go to the next page, and then you get this warning saying, mind you, if this is rejected, this could come back and result in a strike on your channel for a false claim, for you disputing this falsely. And I'll bet a lot of people have seen that and gone, "Ugh," and then just gone, oh, all right, I'll just leave it and walk away. Well, for this bad boy Bubby thing, I was like, let's go for it. Let's be honest. Because here's the deal. When you dispute a claim, it's not going to YouTube. Like, thank fuck for that, because reasons we discussed earlier. But no, it actually doesn't go to YouTube. It goes to the claimant. So even if the claim is picked up by the bots and it's found this claim, it's made a claim, you are creating a dispute that is going to the company that's on behalf of, or it tells you where it's going. It doesn't go to YouTube. So in this, for this Bad Boy Bubby film, I thought, well, this is going directly to the company who make the film. I'm just going to be honest and write, hello, and this is pretty much word for word, verbatim what I said. Hello, I was doing a tutorial stream on creating a song. Feel free to go and look at the video. I was making a song. And I was using the footage from Bad Boy Bubby to show I was considering writing a song about this film. So in context, I was trying to explain to my audience, this is a part of the film that I'm thinking of writing about. So as a tutorial channel, I thought it was relevant to show this footage. Would you consider removing this claim? And they did within about 8 hours. And I was like, what? Really? Because there are actual people out there who are getting these claims. And I guess, this isn't going to work all the time, obviously. But hey, why not give it a shot? Because to lose a whole stream for a few seconds of footage, maybe you can appeal to people's sensibilities, that they'll see that and go, you know what? It is an old film too. So it's worth giving it a try. Now, I've done this with several pieces of footage, like a few television shows I showed a few minutes of, some news programs, a comedy series, and all of them have been overturned. So it is sometimes worth giving it a go. But picking your battles is definitely the way to go. I wouldn't do it to Warner Music. If you get a claim from Warner, you know what? Probably let it go or remove it from your video because Warner, they're kind of into just claiming everything. And that's okay too, because these are big companies now. We've moved to a different age of releasing products. Everything's streamed now. Clearly, we've had to move to this system of copyright. There has to be some form of control for copyright. So don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that everything just should be free. Excuse me. So I agree that we should have this stuff. It makes sense, yeah? What I don't agree with is, here we go. So Thomas has perfectly moved me to this point of the show. I got a global block once on a YR show where they claimed something that wasn't even what they claimed. I disputed it, never heard back. Yay, you won, you were right, but the block vanished. So yes, here's the other thing when you create a dispute. If you create a dispute and it goes to the creator, the artist, or on behalf of the artist, or the production company of a film, if you've used footage, there's a good chance that a lot of them won't even check it. So there's that as well. So sometimes it is worth taking the punt and disputing it, because there's a lot of instances I've had where once it gets to 30 days, and if nobody responds, it gets released. And it's just that. And once it gets released, they don't have a leg to stand on because it's the ball's in their court to respond. But, you know, hey, not everyone checks their emails. Not everyone's as responsive as what they probably should be in these companies. So a lot of the time I've had things just released because nobody bothered to check it. Yeah. Plus, there's a lot of false claims that happen. I can't tell you how many times I've been doing a show showing the process of me recording a song. Like, it's a song I'm writing on the stream, live, in front of you all. Nobody's ever made this song before. It's happening before your eyes. And then as soon as the stream's ended, I get a claim for some song that doesn't even sound anything like it. Some flamenco fucking gypsy song. And I'm like, how? What is going on here? And instant dispute. Just dispute it straight away. And I always put in the dispute, this is not the same song. I'm actually writing a song live on the channel. This song's not even finished being written. How can it be that song? Like, really? Like, and that's how I write it too, like a stream of thought. Like, really? Are you kidding me? I'm not going to write it all like, well, I was doing it. No. Are you ridiculous? Come on. Can you please remove this? Thank you very much. That's how I've handled it. Because I know it's not going to YouTube. I know I can probably, hopefully, make some kind of sense with these who these people are, and they'll release it. And yeah, the problem is that, and the other thing too, if you do get a claim like that, and it's easy to dispute, like it is something that's not your song, it's very easy to overturn. A lot of the time, they won't respond because they probably don't even know they have content ID on their music themselves. As I said earlier, heaps of people don't. Heaps of people have no idea. And even when a claim comes through, it goes to their distribution inbox and they never see it. They don't even know all these things are coming through. So, but then the problem is you have to wait for that 30 days to get claimed. But the thing is, you got to do it as fast as possible. I can't remember the exact time or frame that you have to dispute it. But if you don't do it immediately, you'll lose all the money that's made from the initial stream or something like that. So you have to do it straight away. And then what it does is it holds up it puts a hold on the video until the claim is resolved, until they either reject it or it gets to the 30 days and it gets automatically released. But yeah, as Thomas said here, they will, if they don't get to it, it'll just get automatically released. All right, content blocks. Man. So there's a whole list of songs of artists that you just don't want to play on your channel. And me doing live performances on the weekend, doing live performances. And if I do some karaoke songs, I'm always going through and checking. No Warner Brothers. No, there's a few that I refuse to sing to because I know I'm going to get some grief from them. But at the same time, I'm doing karaoke songs on my live opening hours. Sometimes I do karaoke songs and I know I'm going to get claimed for them. So I go into it knowing I'm going to get claimed. So that's why on those live streams I say, hey, if you want to send some super chats or you want to like make a donation during the show, we get to keep those. Like even if the show gets claimed afterwards and you're doing a live performance, you get to keep the super chats and any donos that come through like PayPal or anything like that, or memberships, you get to keep those as well. But the whole show will get done. Yesterday, the 2 claims I got, what do you think they were for, Cold Acre? Chili Peppers, of course, because they're on Warner, which I knew. I knew that. And I forget what the other song was. The other song that I got claimed for, out of all those songs, it's interesting. Like, how many songs did I do? What, 8 or 9 songs yesterday in that performance? And I think I only got claimed for 2. I'm trying to find the other one. YouTube claims. Here we go. Oh, I got 3. No, that's a different claim. God, there's so many claims in my inbox. I love it. Let's see. Claims. I should just write YouTube. Here we go. YouTube content claim was for the Love Boat. I got claimed by the Love Boat, a TV theme, and Red Hot Chili Peppers, Sir Psycho Sexy. But everything else didn't get a claim. But here's the thing. Probably in a week or two, I'll get a claim for one or two of those songs. Or maybe in a year, I'll just randomly get an email for one or two of those songs. Or maybe in 3 years, I'll just randomly get an email for one of those songs and then get a content block. Who the fuck knows? That's the moral of this video. Who the absolute fuck knows? Because it just happens, doesn't it? I still get claims on things that I did 3 years ago on this channel. Just randomly out of nowhere. That's it. It's just when the bots pick it up. Or, for example, I've had artists on the show that I've interviewed, and at the time of the interview, their songs weren't content ID'd. And then this only happened 2 weeks ago. And then I got 3 content IDs through in a day because they must have turned on content ID recently, or they switched distributors, and then bang, that whole video got 3 content claims. So, you know, that's the thing. That you can't be too sure when they're going to come, but the thing is, you can't get upset about them. You've got to go into knowing. Here's the other thing too. Let's talk about like jamming live and stuff. See, when I pick karaoke songs, I try and pick songs that aren't by litigious companies that like to, not litigious, but companies that like to claim. And I try and pick a karaoke version that is not exactly the same as the song, because you've got different claims. You've got normal content ID claims, and you've got, which all the proceeds of that video go to those artists. Then you've got cover claims. So if you're just playing a guitar and singing a song, you're going to get a cover claim, which not all of the money goes to the artist that way. You still get some of it. So I find if you pick some karaoke tracks that aren't exactly the same, there's like bits that are not like the same recording of the original artist, they get picked up sometimes as cover claims. But again, who knows? You can try the trick too of like grabbing a song and uploading it to an unlisted video to see if it gets claimed before you maybe do a live stream and use that content. But it's not a guarantee. It definitely isn't a guarantee. Ask Russ. How many times, Russ, have you like done a video clip for a song and you maybe used some stock footage and you've uploaded a video? Russ does this all the time. He's uploaded a video to check that there's no claims and it's all good. And then he's taken it down and then he's re-uploaded the same video with no differences and then he's got a claim. Oh, how does that work? Like, I guess we're dealing with algorithms, and algorithms are certainly far from perfect, aren't they? They kind of have a mind of their own. If people actually think that AI is going to take over this world, you, my friend, are a idiot, because it is not. It is not going to take over the world. But getting back to playing cover songs and stuff, if you're just going to like play some guitar over the top of an original song, that is just the song that is being released by the band and you're just playing guitar over it, the likelihood of you getting takedowns is much higher. So there are some really good channels out there. Let me tell you, there are some really good channels on YouTube that split up the audio for you for artists if you are doing covers and performing live. See if I can find one of them for you, one that I like. Let me see if I can find it. They upload so many videos. I forget what they're called now. See, my brain's gone blank. And then we'll wrap up for the day, because I've got to be back here in 15 minutes after this show. And what do you know? I can't find any videos. Man, what is this channel called? What they do is they release... Oh, here's one. Here it is. They are called Isolated Tracks. Here we go, isolated tracks. And so today they just uploaded this Metallica Bad Seed, where it's just vocals only, guitar only, bass only, and drums. So they've gone ahead and taken away the need for you to separate all this stuff, and you can grab, say, just the bass and the drums and then play guitar to your heart's content to it. And you got more likely of a chance of not getting a claim that is going to, fuck up your channel. So there are ways around it to, do that kind of thing. Isolated tracks is really cool. Can you get busted for doing an acoustic cover of your own song? Hey, if you have Content ID, Tremor Bear on your own song, and you play it and you perform it live on your channel with an acoustic, you will get a cover claim and then you'll have to go and whitelist it yourself. That's the thing. As I said in the beginning, you can go and whitelist your own songs. It's a pain in the ass, but so is there an answer? Is there a way to fix this? There doesn't seem to be. Nobody's coming up with any ideas to get around this. Artists should be paid money for what they do. Yeah, 100%. But there's got to be some kind of way that I don't know. Should we have should there be a forum where people get together and brainstorm to make this easier? Can it be done easier? Is it okay how it is? Just trying to find a workaround all the time? I don't really, it doesn't stress me out too much. I know what if I'm going to perform live and do some backing tracks, I expect to get claims. I do my best to reach out to artists to make sure they don't have Content ID so I can feature them on here. It's more work, but, hey, it's what you have to do. How about you just get an alert for a possible strike? Well, now they have that new thing too, where halfway through a stream, if you're playing a song that's like, your stream would just go black until you finish playing the song and then you come back. That's another new thing they're doing. I guess it's better than just knocking you offline. So, but you have to be careful with these things too, because, you get enough blocks and you will lose your channel. So, that's the thing. It's a real shame people like Rick Beato and other teachers can't use many original tracks. Yeah. It would be awesome if there was some kind of method that if you were doing a tutorial, you could tick the box before the stream goes live and say, this is a tutorial or a comparison video or some kind of thing like that, which registers it before it goes live or a video as it gets uploaded. And that gives the option for the content claimant to see that and then make a decision immediately and go, oh, it's a tutorial thing, that's okay. That would be a nice little feature to put in there. Maybe. Could they do that? Could they implement a little checkbox? Sounds easy. I'm sure the back end would be really hard. Listen to me. Sounds easy. Like I know how to do it. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is, but it's just be careful. And, it's all right to take a risk too and reach out to somebody and try and dispute something. But within reason. If you are using the song, you're using the song, But for something like that film I said and like an advert that I got claimed for a TV ad, hey, go for it. Or if it's like an independent artist that reach out to them. There's many times I've said, hey, Frank Terzo, because Frank Terzo uses a publisher, yeah, and I've wanted to play one of his songs, I just reach out to him and say, hey, would you put this on a whitelist? He'll say yes. Reach out to people in our community and I'm sure they'll help you if you wanted to do like a show on their songs. Anyway, that's the rant for this week. I've got another show coming up here in about 20 minutes time. We've got a featured artist to go out with today, but stick around. I'll dump you over to the next show. You might want to get involved and see this because Pro Tools have Avid by Pro Tools by Avid have decided to throw their hat into the iOS sphere, and they have released an app called Sketchpad, and we're going to take a look at it in about 20 minutes time here on the channel. And guess what? It's absolutely free. But is it worth your time? We'll discuss that in about 20 minutes time. Thanks for hanging out once again on the rant. Hello, I think I missed saying hello to Marshall. What's going on? It's great not to worry about this bullshit playing in a live band. Well, we haven't even gone into publishing and stuff. We're going to do some stuff on that soon with like getting your money if you're playing live, because people should be doing it, and radio airplay. You can do all that stuff too, but that's a completely different rant. All right, today's featured artist is Forest of the Wolf, and we're going to play a track from Forest of the Wolf called, this was released only about 5 days ago, I think, called One Step Closer to Eternity. I haven't played Forest of the Wolf on the show before, so I'm pretty sure I won't get a claim. Fingers crossed. I didn't ask him. I'm pretty sure. All right, let's go out with this. Remember, do the things that make you happy. Mistakes make you better, and we'll all rise together. This is Forest of the Wolf. See you in about 18 minutes' time. Boom.
together. 'Cause you make me shine better. And we'll all rise
See you in about
together.
15 minutes. I'll dump you over if you want to come and join me to check out Pro Tools. Let's
Make me
ouch!
shine better. When the night is cold.